Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Real United States. I'm your host, Paul Campbell, and behind the camera, as always, is our camera operator and my wife, Beverly Campbell. We're here in Arlington, Virginia, at the United States Marine Corps Memorial. Now, the reason we've chosen to release this on this day is because November 10th is, in fact, the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. We'd like to say happy birthday to all the men and women in the United States Marine Corps. We're proud of you. We thank you for your service. Now, the Marine Corps' birthday dates back to the Continental Marines, which were formed under the direction of Captain Samuel Nicholas in 1775 by a resolution of the Second Continental Congress. So the Marines can date back to even before the War for Independence, or the Revolutionary War, as we often refer to it here in the United States, that happened in 1776. So we decided to come here so that we could say happy birthday to the United States Marines, all the men and women of the United States Marines. We're proud of you. We thank you for your service. We appreciate all that you do for us to keep us safe. And this memorial, again, is right next to Arlington National Cemetery, which we may get to in a future episode. But what you see here is a huge, huge bronze sculpture that is a depiction, a sculpture of a photograph, very famous photograph here in the United States that was taken during World War II, and this is the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima, which was an island in the South Pacific that was taken by the United States Marines. Very, very bloody battle, and this was a very significant point when they raised the flag on the hill at Iwo Jima. And you can see here this beautiful monument that they've got gold gilded with all the battles, that the significant battles, of course, that the United States Marines have participated in. Now, for those of you overseas, perhaps, who aren't real familiar with this, the Marine Corps is an independent part of our military forces, and yet they are still very closely linked with the United States Navy. At the time of the formation of both the Navy and the Marines had a duty of delivering troops and force with the assistance or the transportation from the United States Marine Corps. So the Marines and the Navy have always been very closely linked, very closely joined. There's, of course, been some, I hope, good-hearted rivalry between the two services, but they are, in fact, very closely linked here in the United States. So the Marines actually are ground troops that are usually transported with Navy assistance. The Navy, of course, providing fire support from offshore and whatnot. So that's a little bit about what I know about the Marines and the Navy's interaction together. Now, both the United States Navy and the United States Marine Corps were actually disbanded in 1783 after the Revolutionary War, and then, of course, reformed a few years later. But the Marine Corps, even though there was, for a short period in the late 1780s, no Navy or Marine Corps, date their formation back to 1775. So I don't know what birthday that makes this, but we got to be getting pretty close to 200 and, what would that be, 85, 95, 05, 239 years, I guess, this year. So 240-year-old service next year. And you can see that they actually have a real flag hanging from the top of this bronze statue. I'm not sure. I imagine the Park Service, which is a very big organization here in the greater metropolitan Washington, D.C. area, probably maintains that. And they have a beautiful, beautiful big park here. Not a great deal of parking for vehicles, but it's certainly very easy access to get in and out. So if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, it's a beautiful place to come and visit. It's up on kind of a hill. You can see off into the city of Washington. So we'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Real United States. We hope you've enjoyed this short tribute to the United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday. We salute you and all that you do for us. If you haven't already, we encourage you to pick subscribe and join us for future episodes. Come along for the adventure. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. We love hearing from all of you. I try to get back to as many of you as I can as soon as possible. And as always, thank you for watching.